Hey, curious minds, welcome to the Robert and Crew Show, where nothing's off limits and everything's up for debate. I'm Robert, here with Crew and the awesome Julie, and let me tell you, Season 6 is our wildest ride yet. You like conspiracies? We've got 'em. From secret societies with handshake deals in shadowy rooms, to wild theories about weather control and UFOs zipping across the skies, I promise there's no rabbit hole too deep for us to dive into. Ever wondered if your neighbor's a lizard person? Or if the lights in the sky are just weather balloons? Or something a little more out of this world? Yeah, we talk about that. But it's not just mysteries and mayhem. We're also obsessed with history's weirdest moments, global news stories that never make the front page, and even the pop culture that shaped us. Batman debates, Assassin's Creed lore, classic horror films that made us sleep with the lights on, all fair game. And the best part? Our show isn't just us talking. We bring in special guests, listener questions, and wild interviews that might just blow your mind. Whether you're tuning in on Facebook, Twitch, or right here on YouTube, you're in for a mix of shock, laughs, and those, wait, seriously, moments. So if your brain loves a good mystery, join us every week. Hit subscribe, drop your weirdest questions, and let's unravel the world together, one wild episode at a time. This is the Robert and Crew Show. See you on the other side.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I'm your podcast host, Robert.
And I'm your co-host, Crew.
And I'm your co-host, Julie.
And tonight, guys, we're going to be doing a chill night with the Crew and Julie. So, how are you tonight, Crew?
Good.
Do you have anything crazy happen today?
I mean, besides work, cool thing though about work today, I didn't have to do much, just went through smoothly. Then I come to find out that I have to work the next 6 days.
Oh,
That always sucks.
Yeah. But
wow.
I look at it as opportunity to make more money. So I'm not complaining.
I feel that.
Other than that though, when I donated today, and then after I donated, I came home, played a little bit of Watch Dogs Legion, and just relaxed the rest of the day.
Nice. So what'd you do today, Julie?
Well, went out this morning, got one prescription, and then had trouble trying to get my other one, so it's on hold
Gotcha.
until tomorrow. And then
you had that water carnival thing today. How'd that go?
And then we went to the water carnival, which is a show that they've been putting on for 89 years.
That's a long time.
This year is 89 years that they put it on, and they called it the Comanche Springs Encounters.
Right.
And it was a cute little show about aliens, and it was really cute. And they have a little pageant where they have the little tots, and we missed and they had crowned some new pageant winners tonight. And then they have the Miss Fort Stock and one on Saturday night for the older, like the teenagers and stuff. So that's Saturday. So it's pretty fun.
That sounds fun. You guys talk for a second. I gotta go. I gotta go grab something real quick.
You're good.
All right.
So, Julie, do you know Sabrina Carpenter?
I don't know.
Okay.
Who is she?
She's a musician.
Oh, she's the one that died, right?
No, she's alive.
No, not her. There was one that a singer that was 89 who passed away.
Well, this young lady is in her 20s, and she was on. Have you ever seen the Boy Meets World show?
The what show?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see the spinoff Girl Meets World?
Uh, not too many episodes, but maybe a couple.
Maya,
I'm sorry, you
The-
broke up there.
Maya, the girl Maya on the show.
I think so.
She's played by Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter is blonde haired, and she supposedly, which I sent a video in here, is getting casted in a role in Marvel in the
Nice.
MCU. Yep, I thought that was pretty cool. And
Thinking of Marvel, today on my way home, I was able to pick out a hat
mhm,
to kind of help shade me from the sun as I was walking back home.
mm.
And I got a Marvel hat.
Oh, nice. Which character?
Well, it just says Marvel.
Okay.
And Southline, well, it's better than nothing. It helps me shield from the sun.
Does it
You know,
does it have like characters on in the words, or it just says Marvel?
it just says Marvel in red and
Mm.
white letters.
Okay.
So you got a Marvel character thing?
She just got a Marvel hat.
I just got a Marvel hat. It just says Marvel. There's no characters on it.
So
But
if you did get a red and white hat, you probably got the Deadpool Marvel hat.
okay, it was gray. And here, let me just show you. It's right here. Actually, on the inside,
Oh, okay. So it's just a regular Marvel hat.
yeah, and then on the inside,
Has all
it
the
looks like,
logos of the different characters of Marvel. You got, let's see here, you got Hulk, you got Black Panther, Captain America, and Thor, and Iron Man, and Black Widow on there. Yeah, so you got the main ones.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, you got their logos on the inside of the bottom of the cap. That's pretty cool. And then it's just a gray cap.
I saw it.
Yeah, with the red lettering the red outlining with the white lettering. That's
That
pretty
is the
cool.
same Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Sabrina Carpenter, I come to find out, is going to be in a role in MCU,
Oh yeah.
and she played Maya on Girl Meets World.
I never.
And I was just
I mean,
telling
I
him
saw that
there's
show, but I don't remember.
Well, Girl Meets World is a spinoff to Boy Meets World.
Right.
Corey and Topanga are adults on the show. Sean's also on the show. The parents, and you get maybe a occasional, like the older brother. The little brother's all grown up now. And then you remember that teacher from the show?
Yeah.
He
yeah.
makes like a cameo appearance.
Okay.
And then remember the one nerdy boy that goes, hey,
Yeah.
he makes an appearance on the show. And his son is one of the main characters.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
It's a
when
really
he
good show.
mentioned and when he mentioned that girl,
Uh-huh.
it reminded me there's a lady who passed away, and she was a country music singer, and she's 89.
Yeah, that's Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
Are you a Marvel fan?
I am. Are you a Spider-Man fan?
Name all the Avengers.
Stop you right there. Sabrina Carpenter playing Spider-Gwen. I don't know. I feel like anytime Marvel is brought up, I get this immediate panic. Even if I'm not working with them, just like the sheer thought of maybe working with them, I can't give away anything.
Are you a Marvel fan?
I am. Are you a Spider-Man?
If she plays Spider-Gwen, I will fanboy because that's one of my favorite Spider verse characters is Spider-Gwen. Gwen Stacy. Ooh.
She'd make a good Spider Gwen.
Well, here's the thing. You want to know who voiced her in the Spider-Verse movies?
Oh, I know this. Oh my god, I know this. Who did it?
She played Kate Bishop in the live-action Hawkeye show.
Right.
Haley Steinfeld.
Okay. I thought I knew that.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
play
know
that one
I didn't
clip,
know
that
that.
one
I thought I knew that.
video clip that I sent you of the Marvel one.
Yeah, I got you. It's right here.
Well, it looks
Thanks.
like Marvel Studios is looking at some incredibly popular actors to play X-Men characters in the MCU, even some singers as well. You might have heard before that Marvel Studios was looking at Taylor Swift to play Dazzler, but now it looks like they have moved on to another blonde singer. Ever since Disney bought Fox, fans have been waiting for the Fantastic Four and the X-Men to enter the MCU. Well, the Fantastic Four into the MCU this month, and then the X-Men aren't too far behind. We're getting the OG X-Men in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, with some new X-Men thrown in the midst there. But after Avengers Secret Wars, we dive right into the new X-Men film, which they are currently casting for right now. And this is pretty much the next really big project that Marvel Studios is working on. They have the Russo brothers and Stephen McFeely working on Doomsday and Secret Wars, and they have some other projects in the midst there like Spider-Man Brand New Day with Dustin Daniel Cretton. But beyond this phase, into the next phase, Marvel Studios has big plans for their X-Men movie, and they're moving along very quickly. They have hired writer Michael Leslie, and he's been on the project for a while now. And now we officially have Jake Schreier as the director of the Thunderbolts movie, which I thought was a great movie. So I'm super excited to see what the two of them, along with Kevin Feige, of course, Marvel Studios' president, do with the X-Men film. And it looks like Marvel's looking at some pretty famous people to come in and play some of these absolutely iconic characters who are a part of the X-Men team. Now, first and foremost, something really interesting just popped up. We heard Taron Egerton before say that he met with Marvel about possibly playing Cyclops. That was a very long time ago, and to this day, we're not actually sure if he was talking about the old Fox X-Men or if he met with Kevin Feige. But yesterday, an article from an interview he did was released where he addressed a lot of the casting rumors that he was going to play Wolverine or a different X-Men in the MCU. The article reads, Egerton addressed the long-standing superhero rumors that seem to follow him, including fan casting as Wolverine or turning down Cyclops. While those speculations continue to swirl, he confirmed that a conversation with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige happened. They quoted him stating, "Yeah, I did meet with Kevin Feige once, but it didn't lead to anything specific. It was more of a general meeting, and I think that's all it ever was," end quote. The article says, despite the buzz, Egerton remains clear-eyed about the reality of joining such a behemoth. He says, I think there's an...
Hey guys, we grabbed some treats from movie night.
expectation with Marvel that you're signing on for a long journey. And that's a big commitment. So unless the character is something I really, really connect with, it's not something I'm rushing into. And this is something that Marvel Studios does do. They have general meetings with pretty big actors to see if there could possibly be a role for them in the MCU at some point in time. For example,
I could see him play Cyclops.
Kevin Feige many times over many years before finally arriving at Mysterio being the perfect role.
Well, I mean,
there were
we
other
had Henry Cavill play Wolverine.
Never really came to an
Not
agreement
that
that it was the perfect
I don't
role
want him to
until
play Wolverine.
Mysterio. And it seems like Marvel is doing
Henry
that right
Cavill's
now
awesome.
with Sabrina Carpenter. According to a recent report, Sabrina Carpenter was in talks with Disney to play Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled. However, after Snow White bombed, it looks like Disney really has put all of their live-action remakes on hold, except for Lilo and Stitch. They're doing a sequel because that crushed it at the box office. But now it looks like Disney has shifted their attention from her being Rapunzel to her appearing in the MCU, possibly as Dazzler. Now, you might have heard the rumors before that Taylor Swift was in talks with Marvel Studios to play Dazzler, specifically to play Dazzler in Deadpool and Wolverine, which did make sense because she is very close close with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. She's so close with them that she got dragged into all their drama. So Marvel is probably trying to stay clear away from her right now, since they do have all that going on with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor's in the midst as well. So it looks like they might have turned their attention to a pop star much like her, Sabrina Carpenter, who is insanely big right now. She's one of the most popular persons in the world. And Marvel has a tendency nowadays, at least, to hire really popular actors. Now, they're still hiring less popular actors for some roles, which I do enjoy. But I mean, look at the Eternals. That was a star-studded cast, but the movie didn't perform how they thought it was going to. But I think they realized that's more about how the movie was actually written, how it flowed, and wasn't really about the cast. But if you get somebody insanely big like Sabrina Carpenter, her fan base is gonna go watch whatever movie she's in. And if you really want to kick off the start of the new saga, the X-Men saga in the MCU, with an absolute bang, from a business perspective, yeah, it does make sense to hire somebody like Sabrina Carpenter to play an X-Men, because she will indeed bring her fan base. Now, of course, she has to be right for the part. She has to be a good actress. They obviously can't hire her if she's horrible at acting, but she's a superstar. She acts on stage. She acts in her music videos. She does have talent in that area. So if Marvel Studios wants her to play Dazzler, it seems like she might be our girl. But of course, this isn't confirmed at this point in time. And right now it sounds like she is just in talks with Marvel Studios to play Dazzler. Nothing is confirmed. But let me know if you'd like this to happen. Sabrina Carpenter as Dazzler in the MCU in the new X-Men film.
Hey, thinking of Marvel and stuff, the only Marvel movie I've really seen was at the theater was the Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther? That's a good movie.
That was good.
One?
And then
Did you see
it
the
hit
first one?
hard when that actor passed away.
Did you see the first one? Is that the one you saw? Or did you see the second one?
The original one before that black
So
guy passed
you
away.
saw the first one.
Yeah. It's Chadwick Boseman. And
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman actually had cancer the entire time he filmed that.
Yeah.
And then it's actually pretty crazy because, you know, they asked him if he was coming back to play Black Panther again. And there's literally a clip. I'll get it real quick, just because it's such a shocking clip. But he says, no, because I'm dead. And nobody knew what he was referring to. He was literally talking about his cancer without telling anybody he had cancer.
Wow.
So let me show you
crazy.
this real quick. This is crazy. I the first time I ever saw it, I was just blown away that it actually happened.
But I definitely felt privileged to be able to go and watch that movie before.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Marvel movies in theater.
Oh, for sure. That's the best way to see those movies.
The first one I actually went to go see in theater was Avengers, out of all the Marvel films, or the MCU side.
Here you go.
Congrats on 21 Bridges. It sounds like a pretty intense film. What can you tell me about it?
It is intense. You know, it's a cop chase scene essentially. We're looking for the bad guys. They've killed 8 cops. Those are my brothers. So I'm searching for the people that did it and searching for why it happened. But it ends up, you know, being some layers that are uncovered, and it's a very fast-paced, high-action movie. So it was a lot of fun working on this, particularly with the cast that we have and the production team that we had. So it's going to be a great experience for the audience.
Right. Did you do a lot to prepare for this role, like ride-alongs with NYPD and such?
Yeah, ride-alongs with NYPD. Gun training with them, gun training with the LAPD as well. So going out to the range a lot, running drills with them a lot. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and those guys were very, very helpful and during this process.
That's been pretty crazy for you. And I don't know if you know this, but you also broke the internet this morning with another film, Avengers Endgame.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Did I scare you?
I haven't even looked at my phone. What are you talking about?
But people are like ready to see this movie. They're buying the tickets. It's nuts. I mean, how does that feel to know that they love this film so much?
It's great, but I'm dead. So I can't answer any questions about that.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to give us a spoiler or anything like that?
I'm dead.
What about Black Panther 2? Anything?
I'm dead.
No, we're not ready for you to be dead, Chadwick.
But I am. I'm dead.
Wow.
How crazy. She thought he was literally saying that Black Panther was going to die in one of the films. No, he was talking about his cancer, that he was going to be dead before those films even ever came out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, hey, remember the movie with the family in it and they go to save the world?
The family that goes and saves the world. Is that the Fantastic
Well,
Four?
oh, they got 2 children and then they have the baby and they wear the black mask and they have the red outfits.
Oh, you're talking about Incredibles.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, The Incredibles.
I've seen The Incredibles Part 2 at the theaters, if that counts. Man, that was incredible to see at the theater.
Yeah, The Incredibles was incredible to see at the theater.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I got I'm gonna just say this. I got mixed feelings about The Incredibles and The Incredibles 2. The reason why I say this is because when it comes to Pixar movies, right? I prefer certain movies, and Incredibles wasn't one of my wasn't one of my favorite films.
How come?
Yeah, well, everybody got their own opinion, but seeing
Okay,
that at the theater just really hit home for me.
I'll say
And
this
I'm
why.
not really a big Pixar type of
Pixar.
Pixar, but the Toy Story 3
Yes.
and The Incredibles Part 2 just
Toy Story
hit
3. Toy Story 3 is freaking gold. Amazing.
Yes,
I love Toy Story
absolutely.
3.
So
So sad. Made me cry my eyes out, but I love
I'll say this since you asked me why, Rob. The reason why I'm not a big fan of Incredibles is because it's not my cup of tea. I just can't get into it. I tried with
That's
the first
okay.
one,
Honey, where is my super suit?
and yeah, Samuel L. Jackson did a great job as
I love Frozone.
Frozone.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Pixar movies, I like Toy Story. The Toy Story ones. Coco, that was great.
Coco was amazing. That movie,
Yeah.
that's another movie that'll make you cry like a baby. So
Encanto.
good. Yes, Encanto. Great movie.
I tried
Let's
watching
see. Oh yeah,
the
Moana
movie.
and Moana 2.
I like the first Moana. I didn't like the second.
Oh, I like
Yeah,
the
the
second one.
second one, I tried watching it one day, but I was just so tired I fell right to sleep.
Ooh, and Brave. Brave was another good one.
I need to try to watch it, but that day I turned it on and tried. I was just so tired.
Tangled was also a good one.
Yes, I enjoy Tangled. I've actually
Wall-E.
seen that one.
Yeah, I was about to say my favorite Pixar movie is Wall-E. Like,
And
to be
then
honest.
we can't forget
I
about
got a
Cars
funny
and Cars
story
2.
about.
What,
I got
what
a
crew?
funny.
Cars and Cars 2.
Yeah, Cars
Yeah.
and Cars. Yeah.
And
A
3.
funny story about Tangled movie. I'd seen that at the theater in 3D, my first 3D movie that I had ever seen, right? Now, near the end, I was half almost asleep and half, awake, trying to watch it. And you know the lanterns that are floating?
Yeah.
I almost felt like I was reaching up to try to touch one.
My first ever 3D movie that I ever seen in 3D in theaters was Spy Kids 3.
Mine was Spider-Man. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I saw that.
Spy Kids 3 was so good. I love the Spy Kids movies.
I do too. I enjoy them. I enjoyed
Oh,
watching them with my kids.
fun
All right,
fact.
wait. We got to take a break real quick. And
Alright.
I need crew to tell everybody what they are seeing on screen right this second.
Okay. So we have what you see on the screen is the Robert and Crew show merch. We have t-shirts, hoodies, beanies, you name it, we got it. We have over how many items, bro?
247 items to choose from with whatever logo you want. We have
Yep.
the original Alien from season 3. Was that season 3? I want to say it's season 3.
I think it
Yeah.
was season 3.
Yeah, we had the Alien from season 3 smoking the cigarette at the bar. And then we have our normal Robert and Crew show logo. And then we have the new Robert and Crew t-shirt logo for our Cryptid series.
Mhm.
So you can just tell them how much the t-shirts cost and stuff.
They cost like what, $25?
Well, it should be on your screen right now.
I can't see that.
All right, it's $26.99 for a t-shirt, for a men's t-shirt. Good news though is right now, if you come and purchase at my shop, you can get 25% off the shop. So that will turn a t-shirt into like almost, I think like $20 to $19, so somewhere like that. We've already sold 2 t-shirts, so thank you so much to the people that bought our t-shirts. It means a lot to us. And then yeah, that's our new merch shop, and we just wanted to show all of it to you guys. It's pretty
And
cool.
then also don't forget about our Venmo link.
Yeah, and then this is our donation link to the Venmo. If anybody wants to donate directly to the podcast instead of buying merch, it's okay to do so. Also, you don't have to do either. You don't have to buy merch.
They are optional. Both is welcome. You can choose either. It's up to you. Either if you just want to like, subscribe, and share and watch our show, more than welcome. We welcome all. And we just do this for fun. We don't do this, for money. We're just doing this to enjoy ourselves. That's one of my favorites right
Mine
there.
too.
This is the new logo for season 7.
Okay.
This logo for season 7 is because during season 7 we will be doing a cryptid series.
Yep.
And the cryptid series is going to focus heavily on Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and a couple other well-known cryptids around the world.
And we're slowly, we haven't really done much of this series. We did one episode this season, which was part 7, which we're slowly getting through the Terra Infinita series.
Yep.
We're getting close to it.
Terra
Closer.
Infinita is not done, guys. We are coming back to the Terra Infinita series.
We're gonna finish that off. We're not gonna finish it off. We're gonna continue it in season 7. We only did one episode the last 2 seasons because we wanted to focus on other things. We're also gonna do
We also have Flat Earth part 9 that we have to do.
Well, it's not part 9, I don't think.
It's not part 9. What is it?
I'll have to go look again later.
But we'll
I
be
don't want to
doing
look right
a
now.
Flat Earth episode because we have some new people that have popped up that are pushing some pretty good arguments. Such I don't know if you guys have seen or not, but Laser Man. Have any of you guys seen Laser Man on TikTok?
Yes.
So this guy sets up lasers all over the world or all over his community, right?
Mhm.
And supposedly you shouldn't be able to shoot a laser 6 miles because of curvature. Laser Man has proven to the entire world that you can shoot a laser as far as you want.
Wow.
That is true. Oh, we are going to we're going to do part 3 of the Skynet series next season,
Yep.
and we're gonna do.
I got Crew's favorite object right here, guys. Crew's favorite object in the whole world.
Oh, get rid of that. Anyways, we're also going to focus on. We're gonna do The Walking Dead Part 2 next season. We're also going to do.
We're going to do a couple episodes on The Walking Dead next season.
Yeah.
We have that's one of our new series that Crew picked out that he wanted to do, and we released the first episode this season because we thought it would be a good way to introduce The Walking Dead into the podcast.
Mhm.
So season 7, expect about 2 to 4 episodes over The Walking Dead. We're probably going to have about 10 or 11 episodes total. Fitting into the series. We're going to go over the entirety of season 1, season 2, all the way up to season 11.
Yeah, and we're also going to do. We'll also include in those episodes Fear of the Walking Dead and some of the spinoffs.
Yes.
So, but we want to do. We're going to think of other series we'll like to do. I mean, yeah, we got The Walking Dead.
Oh, we have an interruption.
Ooh.
You know what keeps me going out here? A cold Dr. Pepper and a great podcast like the Robert and Crew Show.
That was our interruption from
I
our
was
business
just
sponsor.
thinking of that.
Yeah, and also we're also gonna basically we're just gonna continue our. We're gonna do the Skynet. We got the Skynet series, Terra Infinita series, and the Walking Dead series going on for y'all.
And then you know something else I've thought about too?
What?
The 411.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back.
Oh yeah, we got to do part 2 for that.
That was our
Yes.
best. That was our best episode we ever had to date.
Uh-huh.
To date.
Yes.
We also should do a part 3 of Tartaria.
We just to put it into context though for you guys, 411 had 30,000 views on Facebook.
Wow.
30,000 views on Facebook.
We're also. It was in the talks. Next season, Rob and I, and 2 others who are going to be guests for the show, are going to do a Sally House episode at the Sally House.
Which that episode will be pre-recorded and we will release that one night. The reason it has to be pre-recorded is because we're going to have to tape off of phones at the Sally House, and we don't know how our reception's going to be or how anything like that is going to happen. So we figure that it's probably going to be easier to tape the podcast locally and then upload it and then push it out. So the Sally House will be a special, and it will be released on a night of its own, but that episode will not be live. It will appear to be live on the channel, but it is not a live episode.
Right. And we're going to do the Atchison, Kansas episode because we're going to be, and then it basically, because Sally House is in Atchison, Kansas, we're doing 2 separate parts. We're doing the Sally House, and then we're doing Atchison, Kansas, because we want to go explore Atchison, Kansas. But another one, which me and Rob have been holding off because we've been waiting for a day to go do this again. We're doing part 2 of the Kansas City structures.
Yep, Kansas City Architecture Part 2.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
We got to get back into Tartaria, just like Crew said, because
Yep.
we've got more info. Guys, did you hear about the confirmation of the pyramids today?
No, I have not been able to be online much.
Okay, the pyramids in Giza, we have official confirmation that there are giant cylinders underneath the pyramids, giant coils, and they all attach to each other through all 3 pyramids.
Wow, that's incredible.
We have officially found out that Zahi Hawass is a liar. The guy that claims to have found all of this stuff on the pyramids and has has been the pyramid watcher, like the guy who is the groundskeeper of the pyramids of Giza for like the last 30 years, I want to say. Zahi has always said that there is no compartment in the Sphinx. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. There is definitely a giant compartment up underneath the Sphinx, and it's huge. It is a giant compartment that looks like it has been sealed off, which means the reason Zahi may not have known about it is because he just didn't check. He found an entrance into the Sphinx, okay, which he allowed Mr. Beast into. Everybody saw that. He tried to say that that was the only cavern in the Sphinx. That cavern is smaller than my room, okay?
Wow.
It's not big at all. It's small. The cavern that we supposedly have officially have confirmation on is huge. It's about the size of a building. So why would they need that underneath the Sphinx? Does anybody know? Do you
Probably
feel
like a storage room.
No, so I think the Sphinx and the pyramids, I think the pyramids were built on top of these structures, and I think they were put there to hide what these structures are. So I think this is old world technology, and I think it's a power plant. I'm going to be quite honest. I think back in the day, I think they had power. I think they had electricity. And I think
I've been seeing stuff like that
I think we've been
lately.
lied to. I think we've been lied
And then didn't they all that I for some odd reason I felt like that's where people were buried. But allegedly it's not true. They had them in tombs and stuff
Yes.
and not in a pyramid. But why were we always made to think that these people were
I'll tell
buried
you why,
in
Julie. Okay, so the reason why they made us think that is because they wanted to hide their true purpose, what those were for. When we now know that there were power plants, it's because they didn't want us to know the truth back then. That's why.
Wow. Because lately I've been seeing videos about how things were powered.
Oh yes.
And it just mind-boggling.
Oh, it is 100%. It is. It's crazy. But it's so cool. It's so cool. Like I am so happy that we are finally getting the acknowledgement of what the pyramids were used for. And just so people know that I'm not spewing BS out my mouth right now, here you go.
15th, 2025, a new study has been revealed to show massive pillars underneath the Pyramid of Khafre in Egypt. What you are looking at is called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography. This advanced tech reveals details of the undiscovered high-resolution internal structure of the Khafre pyramid. Near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen, connected by geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside, and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau complex.
So there you go. We have
very interesting
confirmation that there are coils underneath the pyramids that connect all of the pyramids together. Now, are those a part of the pyramids, or is that literally the power plant that they tried to cover up?
Probably both.
It could be. Crew did have a video he sent to me to make the mood a little bit lighter. So let's get to this and play this real quick, since it is our chill night tonight.
Huh?
I've been through a lot.
Oh, yeah.
No. This is gonna be bad.
I did. Don't blow it out. Happy birthday. Oh, are you okay?
Oh.
Барахло оставь! Нету там ничего, нету. मुझे दूर से सब पे चलाओ बलदेव खूब आराम से
Just watch.
Kenzie.
Stupid. Oh. Oh, I'm for some shoes. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Il y a du chagrin affaibli par la page, souris malheureux.
Oh.
Who's on this candle?
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my word.
That's awesome.
Talking to the moon.
Hey! Grandma!
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up.
Oh,
Ouch. What the fuck?
yeah. Ahí está yendo.
Go, baby, go! Go!
She's gonna fall. And her she's just gonna keep running.
Babies, Piper! Baby, you won! Piper!
When a person has
So 38.69 is what.
Okay, we're almost there. Almost there.
That scared me. What is this cat doing? What the fuck is this cat doing?
Probably sees the reflection.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ! Jesus! Olha. Olha.
All I wanted to do was play with you.
I can't let it go, y'all. I can't do it no more.
What the fuck? That was more of an ugly burp than I have. What the fuck? That sounded like she woke the devil. I've never heard a burp that loud in my life. And when they did that wine bottle opening thing on the ground, that shit actually legitimately scared me when it popped off. Like that
Right.
freaked me the fuck out. I was like, oh shit. We also have to talk about this real quick.
Charlamagne, you kept bringing up his past, Charlamagne. How we bring up that you were with a minor, you cheat on your wife. I mean, this is a lot. I look up your name in 3 seconds, it pops right up. It's like the other girl sitting across the table that calls me a cracker in about a few minutes. It's so funny. You were getting fucked on camera for like $10 probably, and then Charlamagne, you kept bringing up his past, Charlamagne. How we bring up that you were with a minor, you cheat on your wife. I mean, this is a lot. I look up your name in 3 seconds, it pops right up. It's like the other girl sitting across the table that calls me a cracker in about a few minutes. It's so funny. You were getting fucked on camera for like $10 probably, and then.
So Aiden Ross is now being sued by that girl from the Breakfast Club, apparently. And he's going to countersue the Breakfast Club for $10 million.
Wow.
How do we feel about that? Do we think Aiden, like, did Aiden take it too far? Or was he just protecting his friend Neon?
He was protecting his friend Neon.
Okay. That one's a really weird situation.
Right.
Yeah, sounds like it.
This man did in this wood chopping competition because he gave all the other competitors a 10-second head start. So everybody thought that there was no way he'd win, but just watch. He immediately starts chopping through the wood like it's butter and is already done with half of it in seconds. He's able to do it so fast since his entire body is perfectly in sync with the axe, which is why he was so confident and gave everybody else a head start. Nobody could believe what this man did in this wood chopping competition because
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I've seen videos like that before. Apparently, if you cut wood a certain way, it breaks apart easier. Then we have this one.
This woman is attempting the famous table challenge at a rock climbing center. The goal seems simple: rotate under the table without touching the floor. But watch closely how complicated each move is, starting with the crucial first step of climbing onto the table itself. After conquering that initial hurdle, the truly tricky part begins. She must slowly crawl beneath the table without any part of her body touching the ground below. With incredible control, she then needs to carefully lower her feet off the table and execute one final rotation. Finally, she masterfully uses the table legs to support herself as she completes the challenge. It's a true test of strength, flexibility, and precision. Can you complete this?
Do you think any of you could do that? I couldn't do that.
No, I know I couldn't.
That looks crazy. I wonder if that hurt.
I'm sure it would. And with the way my body feels, I know I'd be hurting.
Right?
This man is the stealthiest airsoft player in the world.
Oh, no.
Because he always manages to sneak into the best positions to take everybody out. But sometimes he doesn't even need to use his stealth and out-aims everybody, which is why so many people call him the real-life Grim Reaper.
Hey, brother.
Because he'll go sliding through the map, one-tapping everybody without anybody being able to hit him even once. But in these clips, he doesn't waste a single shot, using only one bullet per person. He even can get a bit spicy sometimes.
Cry about it.
Cry about it. Oh, that's great. Cry about it. Dude was like, you hit me in the face. He's like, cry about it.
I'm gonna say that man played that map
1,000 times?
Yep, 1,000 times.
That's definitely what that looks like, for sure. Oh my God. What's going on, Elmsta? Then we got this over here.
Do you have a car? And do you have a clean driving record? Did you know you could pay?
They're not aliens. They're robots. You're going to breathe tritium in the dust cloud and you'll be dead in 6 months. When I did the particles, the individual particles, I was telling him that the nucleus is the sun, the closest particle, and I drew the array. Particle A be about the distance of Saturn. Particle B would be this. And he said from travel time and distance, it almost came out perfectly. To match the data. When I finally met him, I met him at the University of Virginia at a restaurant across the street. I was introduced to him by another physics. I was surprised when he told me about all this stuff because I had no idea I was answering those guys' questions. I was just trying to map things.
Do you have opinions on other entities, other conscious entities?
Yeah, I do.
Physical ones like Area 51 or
Area 51 is
or different dimensions.
The reason for Area 51 being off limits is they detonated somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 plus underground explosions using nuclear. So if you walk through there, you're going to breathe tritium in the dust cloud and you'll be dead in 6 months. That's why they keep people out. It's a very dangerous place to be at. That's why the runway is so huge. The platform they build in there is so big. It's to cover it. You just pour concrete over it. That way you don't breathe it down. Yeah. One good reason. Now, it might be that they use that very good reason. Another reason I don't know.
So that's why there's so many down
Not out
planes?
of body, but I can tell you that
I mean, I don't know.
from my remote viewing,
saying
I
that
have been
they
targeted on
detonated nuclear
UFOs and
weapons
UAPs and all
underneath
that stuff
Area
numerous
51.
times. And there are entities on board a lot of these vehicles, but they're not aliens. They're robots. And I say that because people make an assumption that because something looks soft, acts soft, is soft, it must be a living entity. And to a certain extent, it may be. It's a robot. They just make their robots different the way we make them. The only way to, in my opinion, the only way to be here from another star is to 1 minute you're there, 1 minute you're here.
Wormhole.
Well, no vehicle to get to the worm. Jump. Boom. Now that might be done interdimensionally. I don't know if it has to be true because otherwise you're going to spend thousands of years going in any other way.
Yeah, it feels like
That's not practical.
it feels like there is some technological leap that has to happen, or else you can't just ride a horse 50,000 miles.
But
To invent a brother that can drive 50,000 miles, right? There
has to be some other way.
You can't just fly faster. That
No, I
be the answer.
I think the ones that are possibly here, maybe they can't come themselves, but they could send a programmable. And it kind of makes sense if you start looking at the Greys and the way everybody talks about the Greys. They literally have no mouth, very tiny nose, which doesn't seem to be operable. They're wrapped up in the same skin suit that all the others are. So I think they're robots. That's just my feeling. And they do one job, and they don't care what you feel about it.
They're robot-like.
Yeah, they're acting robot-like.
Like programs.
So, however,
So
having said that, I
aliens
did one
are
target
robots?
one time that I'm pretty sure had an alien. And the reason I say that is because I was cut off immediately. I got the briefest glimpse of like part of an arm, hand, and then
He stopped you.
yeah, it stopped. I don't.
Oh, it stopped you.
Yeah,
From
I couldn't see anything else. All I got.
Wasn't the person who you're telling?
Okay, so that man is claiming that you can't go to Area 51, not because there's aliens there, but because they exploded nuclear weapons underneath Area 51, and the dust from the nuke or whatever will kill you if you breathe any of it in. And then he said he saw stuff through remote viewing. And then he said that the alien Greys are robots, and that, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, it's proven that they have dumped waste in there.
You're breaking up real bad.
I don't know why. But no, like presidents have come out and said that it's been proven that they have dumped toxic waste out there. Radioactive toxic.
Elm Street says we all robots built by viruses and bacteria, etc., etc. And he also said, so he's left a couple comments here. He said the main person behind it was so he said he doesn't believe in remote viewing. The CIA studied many people and they all failed. The main person behind it was shunned. And he said he saw it through remote viewing. And then Elmstead said we're all robots just built by viruses and bacteria. That's an interesting take.
That is very interesting.
And your Aunt Sherry said hi, Shaitan.
Hello, Sherry.
Hi, Aunt Sherry. How are you?
I don't know why my connection keeps going in and out. Like you guys keep buffering for me, and
yeah, weird. you're the only one buffering.
Yeah,
Weird.
It was almost like you were frozen for a minute like this.
Weird.
Yeah. All right, so on to the next one. So this is Josh.
So to get to Area 51, you have to go to Rachel, Nevada. And right when you get to Rachel, Nevada, drive 1.7 miles, and you're going to take a right at this stop sign right here. This is the stop sign.
and you're gonna take a right onto this, I guess, graveled road. And from here, I'm not exactly sure, but we got to keep driving, and then I think the road is gonna turn to tar, some kind of black. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping. And from there, we'll see where we go. In Rachel, Nevada, right here, there's a hotel you can stay in and stuff like that. That's really about it. So let's just hope everything goes good. We are going to Area 51. We are. We all are. Oh, yeah. Now, I already heard stories about you can't be stupid, you can't cross the line, or else you're going to get charged with a felony with an M16 to your face.
How are you
So
doing?
we're going to take it very seriously,
you
and
said
we just want to, you know,
talk about Area 51.
see it. I
Well,
don't know. It's
yeah,
Area
let's talk
51. Why
about
not?
Area 51.
The gravel rocky road for the past like 15, 20 minutes, and now we finally hit some tar. So I think this is definitely the right way, and everything should be good. Oh, damn. I can't believe we're at the gate of Area 51.
As long as I don't cross the line over Area 51, I'm fine.
I feel so awkward.
Yeah.
They just watch us here, the guards.
Alright, we have to stop and pull over, otherwise we're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Pull over like right here.
Let's not get shot or anything. Right. I can't believe we're at the Area 51 gate. We've been to so many crazy classified places that are like secretive, but like nothing this intense, you know? All right, everyone. I can't believe, you know, a lot of people said go to Area 51, do this, do that, and here we are. We're here. Let's go read some of the signs and what they say.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, we've been doing a lot of things like this for a long time, but nothing this intense. And it sucks because I would love to go past this, but I can't. But I mean, just look what it says right here. Warning, military installation. Off limits to unauthorized personnel. Dude, you don't mess with this. Yo, look at this. A sign for no drones. And this is crazy. This is U.S. Air Force installation. Damn.
Oh, Groom Lake. You're
I
talking
can't go
about
anywhere
Groom
past
Lake,
this, guys. Just a retake on everything. Remember, go past Rachel, take a right, 1.7 miles, go on the gravel dirt road. Eventually, you're going to come across this tar road, and that's how you know you're here. You just keep going straight. But, I mean, look at this. Look at me. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. Make sure you always have a full tank of gas on you because at this point, I have a little bit of gas left. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get out of here. I'm not sure yet, but we'll think about that later. All right, if you can look way over there, you see that white truck hidden in the back? That's the dude. He's most likely probably inside one of these buildings just chilling. And obviously, we are being monitored highly right now. Like, we are being monitored by like 10 different cameras, I bet. And they're already listening to what we're saying. They're probably like laughing at us right now. Here's a cool fact. If you have the cell phone with company Verizon, you're going to have internet access here and service. That's the only one that has internet access for service. But pretty much, it's like, why would I want to come here, right? Well, because like, the reason why I want to come here is because you can't actually go inside and it's secretive. So that makes me want to come here because I'm always curious.
I'm not
But
sure
Area
why
51
they
is
chose
like
Groom Lake.
such a big conspiracy that no one actually even knows what's inside there or anything about it, except that it is a U.S. base, U.S. Air Force base, and that's all we know. But there's so much rumors about like aliens, freaking, in like laser beam cannons, freaking all this crazy stuff that you wouldn't even think is here. But personally, a lot of people also think like all the UFOs and stuff and aliens are real. But for me, in my opinion, I feel like all these UFOs that you see in the sky come from this base, but it's not intentionally aliens. It's just unidentified objects, yes, UFOs, but in terms of it's just secret aircrafts that we don't know about that they built inside here.
For sure.
And that's where all the aliens signs are coming from, because I think there are aliens, but I think they have the same kind of technologies that we have, maybe a little bit better, but you know, not enough where they can fly and teleport over to Earth, you know? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there in this world in different planets, but none that are traveling here. So all the stuff that we see in the sky, these discs, are really from, you know, places like this. And now, this is still as close as I can get. Trust me, man, the way I am, I would love to just hop over this, but I know what's gonna happen to me. I'm not ready for an M16 to the face. As far as we know, like every information that you're gonna read on the internet about this is all not exactly real, because no one exactly really knows. but I think it was if you Google this place on Google Satellite, you can see actually what it looks like. But within like 3 or 4 years ago, it was completely blacked out from the map for so long. And the U.S. government just released it recently, like maybe 2 years ago, stating yes, Area 51 is real, blah blah blah, like that. So, which is cool. Everyone already knew it was, here anyway.
So
Now,
yeah,
what's this lake that Elm's just talking about?
Groom Lake. Groom Lake is
Okay.
where Area 51 is. Okay. Groom Lake is a dried up lake, and Elmsta's saying that they chose that lake for a reason.
Okay. And then Shirley.
Sherry said we
Sherry,
can't be the
sorry.
only living beings out there in space. I don't think we are either. And JFK and Ronald Reagan kind of said the same thing. They said that there's no way in hell that we're the only beings in the universe, and if we think that, we're basically stupid. That's what JFK said. JFK said it would be here. Let me pull up the exact quote, but I'm pretty sure JFK said basically, if we are to only believe in us, that would mean that we are not smart enough or something like that to understand life on other planets. But
And then Elmster said something about
quote.
Elmster said the U.S. military is also smarter than to release something publicly without getting a massive advance in the knowledge. But I also believe the lack of Area 51 whistleblowers might mean nothing crazy is happening.
Okay, so the exact quote from JFK is, "We are not afraid to entrust the American people with unpleasant facts, foreign ideas and alien philosophies, and competitive values. For a nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people." And then he has another quote he has another quote that says, "We are not the only beings in this universe. If we were to be the only beings in this universe, then we would not have surpassed as far as we are. We have to believe that there is life on other planets, life in other galaxies." So JFK believed in aliens.
Yeah. And then I
Your
don't know
Aunt
if
Sherry
it
is telling you to wake up, crew.
That's why I laugh.
I don't know if it was a 2020 special or one of those Nightline specials when I was a little kid, but I watched an Area 51 special they did where they showed tour buses bringing the people to work at Area 51, and they weren't allowed
to shuttle them in.
To talk about anything.
So they fly them in to they take scientists, they fly them in, or they bus them to Las Vegas, to a certain point in Las Vegas, and then they jump on private planes and they fly into Area 51. Some of the scientists take personal shuttles, like little small buses, into Area 51. Elmsta actually said he lost, or like Bob Lazar, lost all my faith to believe in him at all. Bob Lazar was one of the only people to ever come out and claim he worked for Area 51. And the weird thing about Bob Lazar, though, is that the government denies that he ever worked for Area 51, okay? But he knew the security guards at Area 51. He knew the base manager at Area 51. And he claimed to had seen alien technology and back engineered it, or that was what they put him in charge of, was back engineering alien craft. Lazar said that the craft that the government showed him, or these military guys showed him, had no welding marks, none. He said it was a completely smooth metallic surface, and it made no sense because, if it was human technology, we would have welded. We would have had to have welded into some way or some other, because it was a completely circular cylindrical disc. Okay. But Bob Lazar also said that on this disc said it said U.S. Navy. Okay, so or no, it said U.S. Air Force or something. So the United States claimed that the craft was theirs. But there's a lot of people that don't believe Bob Lazar, even though he's taken lie detector tests and passed. Okay, like he's passed multiple lie detector tests. He has also done quite a bit of other things. I'm not saying I believe the man, because I know there are ways to trick lie detector tests. I know there are ways to do whatever you want to do to get your story out there and fake shit. But the weird thing for me is that the people on the base remembered Bob Lazar.
I'm going to read what my answer just said real quick. My dad had top security in the military, and he said that if we all knew the things the military knew, we would be panic. I also asked him if he ever saw a spaceship on film. He said
he could
would
not
deny nor confirm.
Yep. And then Elsa said also back in the day, you could hack phone companies through dial tones. And when he tried to explain the element 115, I lost all faith. So element 115, okay, there's actually a name for element 115 now. They actually acknowledge element 115 now.
Wow. And you know what? That reminded me
Yes.
the time I asked my
And
stepfather.
wait, Julie, wait. Element 115 is un pentuum. Unpentium is what it is. And muscovium. So muscovium is a synthetic chemical element that has the symbol MC and the atomic number 115. It was first synthesized in 2003 by a joint team of Russian American scientists at the Joint Institute for Nuclear Research in Dubna, Russia. In December of 2015, it was recognized as one of the 4 new elements by joint working parties of international scientific bodies. Later on, Bob Lazar claimed this is the exact element that he somehow got in contact with from Area 51. Muscovium is extremely radioactive element. Its most stable known isotope is muscovium-290. It has a half-life of only 0.65 seconds. In the periodic table, it did not exist until 2015. Block transactide element. It is the member of the 7th period and is placed in group 15th as the heaviest pentogen. Muscovium is calculated to have some properties similar to lighter homologs like nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, atomy, bismuth, and a post-transitional metal, although it should be also show several major differences from them. In particular, muscovium should also have significant similarities to thallium, as both have one rather loosely bound electron outside the quasi-closed shell. Chemical experimentation on single atoms has confirmed theoretical expectations that muscovium is less radioactive than its lighter homolog bismuth. Over hundreds of atoms of muscovium have been observed to date, all of which have been shown to have mass numbers from 286 to 290. So muscovium is the element we know. But una pentuntium or una pentuum is element 115. That's element 115. So the United States government acknowledges that element 115 is a real element. That is a real thing. So did Bob Lazar lie? I don't know. He knew about element 115 before anybody else. Explain that.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. That blows my mind. Bob Lazar knew about element 115 before anybody else. And the CIA or FBI or whoever it was raided Bob Lazar trying to recover element 115. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly. He did. He claimed to have a piece, but never produced it. Would you produce a piece of Element 115 if you knew the government was going to possibly unalive you or capture you and prosecute you for stolen property? Because that's what would have happened. Bob Lazar would have gone to prison and or been killed. There wouldn't have been any talk of anything. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I believe him, okay? I'm really not. Like this could be complete bullshit on either hand, okay? Bob Lazar is a really, really weird thing to talk about or person to talk about. He's not a thing, he's a person. Bob Lazar is a very weird person to talk about because there's too many coincidences, and I don't fucking believe in coincidences. That's my only opinion. Is I don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
Yeah.
Lazar was also arrested for helping a prostitution ring. I don't doubt it. Politicians and people do disgusting things. There are
Yeah.
people arrested every day for prostitution. There are people arrested every day for running cockfighting rings. There are people arrested every day for fighting dogs. So it doesn't really matter if you're in politics or you're a well-known person or not. People make shitty decisions. I'm not going to take my thoughts about what Bob Lazar could be because he helped a prostitution ring. I mean, he was really close to Vegas, okay? And his wife, apparently his wife left him because Bob Lazar was leaving at weird random times of the night and claiming it was for government agency work. And she believed him to be cheating on her. And because of that, she left him. And his whole thing is that the government fired him when they found out that his relationship was ending, and they didn't want him to cause problems within the base because of his own bullshit going on in his life. So I don't know how true that is. Like I said, I can only go off of what I hear. I'm not Bob Lazar. I'm not the American the FBI or CIA men that raided his house. I can't tell you any more than that. But Bob Lazar is a very, very, very weird topic. Like that one is very, very, very weird.
Yeah.
Elmsta also said, and that raid not too long ago that was based on him selling illegal chemicals again. So I'll have to look that up real quick because I didn't know there was a new raid against him.
Wow. I didn't either. But anyway, while you're looking that up, I was going to say my one stepfather I had was a admiral. He was a Shepherd Admiral's aide, and he was a lieutenant commanding officer in the Navy. And I tried asking him questions one time, and he would not answer.
Oh, okay. So Elmsta, he was arrested and charged for violating the Federal Hazardous Substance Act, not for selling, but for shipping restricted chemicals across state lines. The
Wow.
charges schemed from 2003 all the way up to 2007. There was a 2003 raid on a United Nuclear Businesses office where chemical sales records were examined, and United Nuclear pleaded guilty to 3 criminal counts of introducing into interstate commerce and aiding and abetting the introduction into interstate commerce of banned hazardous substances in 2007. United Nuclear was fined $7,500 for violating a law prohibiting the sale of chemicals and components used to make illegal fireworks. And so he was arrested for taking illegal chemicals that create fireworks over state lines. So I mean, oh well, is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Because I feel like that's probably a misdemeanor. They were only charged $7,500. I mean, that's not that crazy. And he is a chemical technician, so. Let's see. The 1990 arrest is what you want. The 1990 arrest is, let me see this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. So in 1989, Lazar claimed to have been part of a classified U.S. government project concerned with the reverse engineering of extraterrestrial technology. He also purported to have read the government briefing documents that described alien involvement in human affairs over the past 10,000 years. A self-proclaimed physicist, Lazar supposedly worked at a secret site in the United States Air Force, popularly known now as Area 51, that did not exist up until 2003. His story brought additional public attention to the facility and spawned conspiracy theories regarding the government knowledge of extraterrestrial life. Lazar has provided no evidence of alien life or technology and only has claims. He was convicted in 1990 for his involvement in a prostitution ring, which we do not have. They do not have. It just says prostitution ring. It does not have actual any. It just says he was prosecuted for his involvement in a prostitution ring. And then he was arrested again in 2006 for selling illegal chemicals. I can see if there's any more info on that. Bob Lazar prostitution ring. Okay, so oh, okay. So this is what it's basically human trafficking, but supposedly he helped traffic people across state lines. So basically, he bought prostitutes. He was hired by a brothel to install security cameras. Turns out the brothel wasn't legit, so he ended up getting arrested for aiding and abetting an illegal brothel. He was facing 6 felony counts and 60 years in prison, which didn't happen because the charges were dropped. They were also pissed that they couldn't verify the education and employment history. Joined the club. Turns out that some people were leaning on the judge to try to get a harsher sentence. The judge said fuck that and reduced the charges to pandering and sentenced him to 150 hours of community service and dropped the rest of the charges. People claim he was involved with one of the prostitutes, but I have no idea if that's true. The person they claim he was involved with a prostitute since she was, a minor, but she was an adult by that time. The situation with Lazar happened. Also worth noting is a former congressman of Nevada, Jim Bilberry, inquired on Lazar's records, and his office was stalled every step of the way. If you listen closely to the sentencing, the judge also mentions the letter.
Night, Aunt Sherry.
Yeah, no, we did go over the arrest in 2006. The arrest in 2006 was for illegal fireworks chemicals. Elmstra.
Before my Aunt Sherry had to go, she said, "My dad was a chief photo officer in the Navy."
Yeah, that's awesome. So. Yeah, Lazar's got some weird stuff going on with him. Prostitution, I don't care about. I'm sorry, I don't care about it. If you want to pay for sex, then go pay for sex. And if you're paying for it and they cross state lines and it becomes human trafficking, I find that bullshit. That's just my personal opinion. That's bullshit because that person still wants to cross the state lines to get your money either way. The government's just mad because they can't tax you.
Right.
Let's be honest here. The government has no problem with OnlyFans, but they have a problem if you buy a prostitute in Denver, Colorado, and traffic her to Missouri or to Ohio or to somewhere else in America because they can't tax that money.
Yeah, but Elmsted says there was also involved children.
Supposedly, no proof.
Supposedly.
No proof. No proof
Yeah.
of it. They literally said supposedly the lady she said she was 12. No proof of it. By the time they asked her, statute of limitations was long gone and she was over the age of 21. So I don't buy it. People say shit all the time to make money. And if you know Lazar's got money, okay? Especially now. He's pushed all this shit out now. Of course, people are going to be like, Can I get some of that money? Like that's literally what's going to happen.
Just said he pled guilty.
I mean, sure, because the sentence was going to be whatever for prostitution, but he didn't plead guilty to a minor charge. He's not a pedophile. There's no. I just looked it up. The judge literally dropped the charges and sentenced him to 150 hours of community service. So, in my opinion, he bought a prostitute. He helped a prostitution ring. The big thing that they could prove, the big thing that he could prove is that he installed cameras in the brothel, apparently, and it wasn't a legit brothel. That was what he was charged with. Those were the charges.
Elsa said that's not what I said. I said the woman groomed children.
Oh,
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Lazar. I didn't know we were talking about women or some woman now or whatever. But the only charges Lazar got were that's what prostitution does. I mean, okay. I mean, but I know somebody that sells their body that wasn't groomed as a child. I think we all do. They run OnlyFans. Okay, those are prostitutes. They're just legal prostitutes. So when it comes to the whole prostitution and sex work shit, I think the government should stay the fuck out of it unless somebody is being raped or held against their will or sexually abused. Then the government go in, take care of it, make sure it gets done. But we all know the government doesn't care about that shit because look at what's happening right now with fucking Jeffrey Epstein's list that doesn't exist anymore, and look at how P. Diddy just got off on everything. So it's two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? It's a 50-50. If you've got money, you get off and your story gets covered up. If you don't have money, you get thrown to the wolves.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's really hard, especially since there's legal brothels in Nevada. So why they have an illegal one? They probably had an illegal one because the legal ones were being taxed. Legal brothels can probably be taxed, and the illegal brothels, they didn't have to pay money to any services besides the services that were being received, and the customer was paying the money. The women were probably getting all of the money, plus the pimps were getting a portion of the money or whatever. They were taking the 75 and the woman was getting 25% or whatever the hell it works. I don't know how that works. I've never bought a prostitute, but literally it's just sex. That's how I look at it, is as long as it's not hurting somebody else or supposedly like this Lazar thing with a minor. If that happened, then he should burn in hell, and I think we should take him out to the gallows and hang him. Just my personal opinion.
And he says, why does Lazar not talk about it?
Because
and I had never talked about it, and then
would you want to come out and talk about a case that? Would you want to come out and talk about a prostitution case that you were ringed up on? Would you want to smear your own self? No, I don't think so. I definitely wouldn't. If I got charged for something like that, I'd want that covered up. I'd want that gone. I wouldn't want anybody looking at that shit. Look at Bill Clinton. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. Look at P. Diddy. It's the same shit. They cover it all up. So Bob Lazar is probably a millionaire, and Bob Lazar probably did sketchy shit. Okay. I don't think that makes him any less credible, but at the same time, I don't think his credibility is public knowledge, because everything he talks about is classified. In my personal opinion, you can't ever give that man, like, even if you wanted to be like, yes, Lazar is telling the truth, I believe him, he's so smart and knows everything that he's talking about, you still can't prove it. It doesn't matter what you do, you still can't prove it. It's one big giant fairy tale story besides the arrests and the things that he was actually convicted of. And I'm not talking like the fairy tale wasn't his crimes. I mean, I'm sure those all actually happened. The fairy tale is the whole government extraterrestrial technology being re-engineered by Bob Lazar. That's the fairy tale that we'll never really know if it happened or not. Well, he's going to a college, is public, and he has fake degrees. Actually, no. So the college has no record of him, but he does have the degree. And on the degree, the guy that they contacted, which I'll look this up real quick, but the guy that they contacted did state that Lazar was at whatever university or college that he claimed to be. Now, did he graduate? Who knows? We don't know. But if you're that smart, guess what? The CIA comes in or the FBI comes in and they snag you up. They snag you up. That's how that works. If they think you can re-engineer an alien craft, do you think they're going to let Harvard or Yale be like, yeah, he went here. This is where he studied all this shit? No, I don't think so. They're going to tell Yale and Harvard, smear that man. Tell everybody that he never went to college, he never went to university, and that he's a piece of shit fucking liar. Because that's what the government would want, right? Right, Julie? I feel like that's what the government would want. They'd want to smear you as much as possible, especially if you had knowledge of alien or extraterrestrial technology. Because the more that they can smear you, the less credible you look.
Yeah, and they try to brush things under the rug, so to speak.
And that's normal. That's normal. Now, like I said, I'm not a Bob Lazar supporter. I just don't believe in coincidences. I think some weird shit happened. I think Lazar came out and told people some shit that happened. And I think the government went into panic mode and the government started the entire smear campaign against Lazar, where all of his old shit got brought up and all of the old, he didn't actually attend this university. He didn't actually get these degrees. He didn't ever work for us. He never worked here. He never did any of this. But yet he knew all of the guards at Area 51. Well, the two main guards, the ones that let you in to the facility, and they even recognized him. And that's all on file. Now, the people at the base, like the legitimate scientists at the base, deny he ever worked there. But the guards know him personally. So that's pretty fucking
They
weird.
must have had a private place for him then if nobody knew him but the two guards.
Well, they bust in and flew in tons of scientists. We're talking tons, okay? There's a good chance that Lazar was put in his own little space to go over a certain piece of technology. That's possible.
Yeah.
But the thing that's not possible, is why don't any other scientists ever come out and say, yeah, I worked with Lazar? Why is it only the guards that know Lazar?
Yeah. Elm just says he did work on as a tech at Los
Yes, at Los Alamos.
And a simple tech, not a physicist.
Right. He was a self-proclaimed physicist. He had no degree in physics. He had none. He had no degree in that too. And the reason why he had no degree in that was because whatever happened, whether it was the government or the college itself, they deny he ever went there. So he claims to have those degrees, but we don't know because the colleges deny it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I am not a Lazar supporter. I just think the whole fucking story is crazy. And it's one of my favorite stories, to be honest, with Area 51, because it's the one that I want to be true the most. It's the one that I'm like, this man knows some shit. Regardless if he's telling the truth about some of it or if he's twisting it to benefit his pocket. You know what I mean? Because if you had those crazy stories, you're stupid if you're not making money off of them. You know what I mean? You're stupid if you're not doing interviews, making money, doing documentaries, coming out and involving yourself with the extraterrestrial community. I mean, look at Stephen Greer, okay? I don't like him either. I think he's full of shit. Dr. Stephen Greer, do you know who that is, Elmstra? Stephen Greer believes everything Bob Lazar said. Stephen Greer believes he has talked to aliens. Stephen Greer said later on this month he's going to release a video with him and 2 extraterrestrials. Yeah.
Wow.
You want to know what that's called? That's called bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Stephen Greer has lost all of my respect. Like,
do we
you
have
want to
any
talk
more
about a man
videos,
who's
brother?
lost all my respect. It's Dr. Stephen Greer. He's an idiot. I'd rather trust somebody like for instance, the only like self-proclaimed paleontologist and scientist that I follow and actually enjoy is Graham Hancock. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. Graham is like the guy that knows everything. He's the guy that does the research. He's the guy who basically Zahi Hawass in Egypt banned from coming to the pyramids because he was starting to figure out the secrets of the pyramids. And Zahi Hawass, the guy who watched the pyramids for 40 years or 30 years or however long it was, denies there's anything weird going on with the pyramids at all or those structures whatsoever. But Graham Hancock's kind of proved there is something weird going on with that. And Graham, you should know Graham, because Graham Hancock does a lot of stuff with like the Indian Aztec. He did what was the name of the oh my good God, why am I forgetting it? It's not Machu Picchu, but the one that everybody argues about, the one that they just planted olive trees on top of, that Graham told everybody, don't plant the freaking olive trees there, it's going to ruin everything. And then they started to realize the olive trees were ruining everything. Just I have to look this up. It is going to
Yeah.
drive
And
me
then
crazy.
Elster says, have you ever heard of the second Area 51? Forgot the name. Area
Yeah.
Area
52?
52.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't heard of Area 52, but I know of Area 51, and then I know of the United Kingdom's Area 51.
Yeah. I've heard of that. The one in England too.
Yeah.
Do we have any more videos, brother?
No, I'm literally. We're just talking about Graham Hancock and Bob Lazar right now because we watched everything. Oh my God! What is the name of the place that Graham went to?
There's also Pine Gap.
Pine Gap. So Graham did so Graham has been, so this is what it says. Graham is a British author who promotes pseudo-scientific ideas about ancient civilizations and hypothetical lost lands. Hancock proposes that an advanced civilization with spiritual technology existed long ago, the last ice age, until it was destroyed following comet impacts around 12,900 years ago at the onset of the Younger Dryas period. He speculates that the survivors of the cataclysm passed on their knowledge to primitive hunter-gatherers around the world, giving rise to the earliest known civilizations such as Mesoamerica, ancient Egypt, and Sumer. He was born in Edinburgh. Hancock studied sociology at Durham University before working as a journalist, writing for a number of British newspapers and magazines. His first 3 books dealt with international development, including Lords of Poverty in 1989, a well-received critique of corruption in the aid system. Beginning with The Sign and the Seal in 1992, he shifted focus to speculative accounts of human prehistory and ancient civilizations, on which he has written dozens of books. Most notably, and I've read this book myself and I absolutely love it, is Fingerprints of the Gods and Magicians of the Gods. Experts have described Hancock's investigations into archaeological evidence as myths and historical documents as superficially resembling investigative journalism, but lacking accuracy, consistency, and impartiality. I don't know what the hell that says. Impartially. They define his work as pseudoscience, but they consider it to be biased towards preconceived conclusions by ignoring the context, misrepresenting sources, cherry picking, and withholding critical counter evidence. Although Hancock has never done any of that. He actually, the only thing Graham Hancock says is that there was a civilization. He doesn't name what it is. He doesn't even claim to know what the civilization was. But he said there was a civilization that was so advanced, it was probably even more advanced than the ancient Egyptians before the Egyptians. And they figured that out like, oh my God, I'm trying to find, I don't want to keep reading all of this and not tell you the place that he's most famous for. Tiwanaku. Yeah, the ancient city of Tiwanaku. And then there's another one too that he talks about. Of course, Atlantis he talks about, but Graham Hancock doesn't really believe in Atlantis, but he does talk about it. But there's another one. I can't believe I'm not finding, but basically it's Mesopotamia and Mesoamerica, where they shared their knowledge and spiritual technology with primitive hunter-gatherers, introducing them to agriculture and monumental architecture and astronomy. He believes the monuments they built encode astronomical data to warn future humans. The narrative assumes that this advanced civilization lacked a writing system that enabled them to leave a less ambiguous message. Hancock does not explain why this warning is not uniform across different cultures and is so hard to decode if generations of researchers missed it. Hancock believes that these events were preserved in various myths, such as Plato's story of Atlantis, and the Atlanteans were remembered as the magicians and gods. Hancock accepted the fringe theories of Atlantis proponents regarding several historic sites. For example, that of geologist Robert M. Shaw, who contests the Great Sphinx of Giza was carved over 11,500 years ago, based on claims the Sphinx had been eroded by water, which it has. The Sphinx has been eroded by water, and anybody that says it hasn't, I'm sorry, anybody that says it has not is just, they don't know anything about water.
Yeah.
Constant rainfall is going to erode anything, especially rock. Especially rock. It may not be 11.5 years ago, but erosion has definitely taken place on the Sphinx and the pyramids. Just look at them. I can't find the most famous thing he's famous for, which is a city. I think they purposefully kept it out of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Because they love smearing him so much. They fucking love smearing Graham Hancock so fucking much. And I don't understand it. I'm like, he's not claiming anything. He's telling you guys to open up your damn minds and check it out. Stop just pushing it away, because all these archaeologists are full of shit. They're all terrible people who, if they don't get it done the way that they want it done, and somebody who doesn't have a degree figures something out before they do, it becomes a fucking problem.
Yeah. Hey, Elmster says, U.S. Australia Joint Communication Center, they say, is under heavy secrecy, and then I hate to say it, but there's no proof. So it is paleoarchaeology, and they all had different languages. Some say, well, that's after the end of the mighty civilization. Then where's the writing or the
he's just saying that he's just saying there's no proof of it, so it's pseudo archaeology. There's no proof of it because the archaeologists won't touch it.
Okay,
And,
and then it,
and I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm passionate about it because I've read all of Graham's books. I've listened to all of Graham's interviews. He's not a crazy person. He's been to all of these sites. He's actually been kicked out of 90% of them because he knows more about the sites than the archaeologists who run them.
yeah, and he says that
Dibble.
it's made of limestone too.
Yes, Flint Dibble. Okay, Flint Dibble is a renowned archaeologist, all right? Completely trashed Graham Hancock and did it by lying. By lying on the Joe Rogan podcast. He lied in front of everybody to smear Graham Hancock. So that just proves to me, and the whole archaeologist society backed Flint Dibble. And then we had a couple other people come onto the Joe Rogan podcast who were part of that or not. They had parts in archaeology that came out and said that Flint Dibble was lying, completely wrong, and was purposefully smearing Graham because Graham knew certain things that archaeologists do not want to admit to because they don't have a way to prove it. They can't take credit for it.
Yeah.
They would have to give Graham the credit. Do you think they want to give Graham Hancock the credit?
No.
Do you think they want to give him the credit? The guy that has no fucking degree in archaeology, the guy that does this strictly for passions of his own passions. And he feels so passionate about it that he's gone and visited all of these sites and done all of his research. And he's done more research at most of these sites than the archaeologists have done.
Yeah.
So in my personal opinion, unless the archaeologists take it seriously and actually look into Graham Hancock's claims, they are not allowed, like they're not allowed to smear him and defame him that way. Flint Dibble even tried to call him racist.
Wow.
Because of his beliefs.
Yeah.
To smear him.
You know how you said about that water?
Yeah.
And stuff. I like to watch the one show that had Josh Gates in it, and he did Secrets of the Underworld or some type of thing, and he actually went into an area where it was filled with water.
Right.
And took us through. Well, he had his camera and stuff, but he took it through an area like that, and it was just incredible to watch all that stuff. It was really interesting.
Where did he go?
It was Egypt and places, I believe.
And what was his name?
Josh Gates.
Josh Gates. Okay, let me look that up real quick.
I think it was Egypt.
Gates. Water.
Pretty sure it was Egypt.
Okay. Amazing Underwater Discoveries with Josh Gates.
He does that too, but it was on
Josh
land.
Gates discovers the American Atlantis in Lake Titicaca. And then Josh Gates uncovers 19th century shipwreck in the Greatest Great Lake. And then Josh Gates uncovers secrets of a shipwreck buried in the deep sea. And then Josh Gates dives with dangerous sharks. That's all I can find. And then Josh Gates scrapped plans to take Ocean Gate sub. Oh, he was supposed to be on the Ocean Gate sub.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He actually interviewed the guy that was in. Yeah.
Josh Gates finds the sunken pyramids of the Nile. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
That's interesting. I haven't heard anything about this. May 2023. There's pyramids in the Nile?
Yes. That was very interesting. It's been a while since I watched it, so I'd forgotten the name and stuff, but that was so incredible to watch. I love watching his shows.
Pyramids in Nile River. The pyramids in Egypt, including the famous Great Pyramid of Giza, were built along a branch of the Nile River known as the Ahrimat branch. This branch played a crucial role in the transportation of materials for the pyramid's construction, according to Zahi Hawass, who we were just talking about. He believes they floated limestone, giant 500-ton pounds of limestone down the Nile, whatever. That doesn't work.
Wow.
I don't see anything about. Oh, here we go. Lost pyramid under the Nile. There's been an inhospitable location that has puzzled archaeologists, some of which have found as evidence that the Nile River has pyramids or one pyramid underneath it, facilitating landmarks and construction starting over 4,700 years ago. Using satellite imaging and the analysis of cores and sediment, a new study published Thursday in the Journal of Communications of Earth and Environment has mapped a 64-kilometer, 40-mile long dried-up branch of the Nile long buried beneath farmland and desert. Even though many efforts reconstruct the early Nile waterways have been conducted, they have largely been confined to soil sample collections from small sites, which has led to the mapping of only fragmented sections of the Nile channel system, said the study author Eamon Ghonim, a professor and director of the Space and Drone Remote Sensing Lab at the University of North Carolina and Wilmington's Department of Earth and Ocean Scientists. This is the first study to provide a map of the long-lost ancient branch of the Nile. Okay, I still don't see where this says there's pyramids, though. Oh, it strongly suggests there could have been pyramids inside of the waterway itself.
Okay.
They think its proximity to the 31 pyramids in the study area strongly suggests a functional waterway was of great importance.
Yeah.
Huh. But I'm not seeing where there's supposedly were pyramids underneath there's no actual legitimate thing that I'm seeing here about pyramids being in the water. So I don't know. I would have to read more about that. That's a weird one.
Yeah. We got several comments.
What? Why Josh Gates think there's pyramids in the water?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch that episode again, but it was interesting.
Said no. There's I'm just saying a piece of writing or metal from old times. Okay, where are they? Oh, okay. They all have different languages. Some say, well, that's after the end of the mighty civilization, then where there's writing and metal, etc. It's also made of limestone, isn't it? And deteriorates faster than any other rock. I'm just saying, not a piece of writing or metal from old times with old bones, etc. Metal is important to be advanced, if you ask, in my opinion. There's an Egyptian sarcophagus underwater. There's Mayan temples built above underwater filled caves. The Mayans believed in the underworld. No, there's people south of Egypt called Nubians, and they're pyramid parents' pyramids. Pyramids aren't pyramids. Oh, their pyramids aren't pyramids. Okay. When Egypt first started, it was split into two based on the oldest accounts on record. The other side's story isn't told. Scorpion King ruled only one half of Egypt and took out the other side, I believe, but that other side just moved further south. Josh Gates, King Nostassen. Okay. I'll look that up later because we're actually coming close to the end of the show tonight. That ancient culture, ancient civilizations, and like all this stuff, we're gonna do a whole episode on ancient civilizations. I want to figure out the one that Graham has been talking about because they wiped it from Wikipedia. And I know it's in Fingerprint of the Gods, which I own. So I'll just find that out and we'll do a whole episode on Graham Hancock's findings.
Sounds very interesting.
Oh, yeah. So it's not a crazy video. It was built in a shaft to stop looting. It's getting flooded. Oh, okay. I mean, what's there to loot anymore, anyways? I feel like all the pyramids were looted, anyways. The grave robbers made it into those pyramids before anybody else did, and the stuff that was left over was the stuff they couldn't get to. So because you know, there's all these different passageways inside the pyramids, and some of them were booby trapped. But I don't believe the pyramids were tombs. I don't. You can't get me to believe that for a second. I believe that there were bodies put into the pyramids, but I do not believe they were distinctively made to be tombs. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But that's just my opinion, and I can be completely wrong. You know, I can be completely wrong, and I am okay with that.
He says, luckily I didn't make it there first. LMAO.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We wouldn't want you flooded. But anyways, guys, I think that was the show for tonight for the Robert and Crew Show. This was our Chill Night podcast. We watched some funny videos. We talked about Bob Lazar. We talked about Area 51. We went into Graham Hancock and ancient civilizations. I think we had a pretty good night. We will be on here tomorrow night at 12:30 around the same time. And we will be discussing whatever Crew's got planned because it's his episode tomorrow.
Yep.
So, Crew, you figure out what you want to do, and we will release that as long as Crew gets back to me before 2 p.m. We will release that information to you on the Facebook page before noon. So, anyways, I hope everybody that watched the stream enjoyed it. I hope everybody that has a great night, and I hope you like, share, subscribe, and pass this off to anybody that loves listening to podcasts and hearing my crazy self rant. So anyways, much love from the Robert and Crew Show. Good night.
Everybody wants answers, but nobody's asking the right questions. This is gonna blow your mind, and maybe make you laugh too. Welcome to the Robert and Crew Show, where we dig up conspiracies, chase UFOs, and turn the weirdest news into wild stories. Join Robert, Crew, and Julie every week for secrets, laughs, and the unexplained. Season 6 is streaming now. Follow us if you dare.